Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us for an employment session today. We have several presenters here to give you some information. And if any of you are new to this session, I just want to let you know that we have a few people working behind the scenes here. I'm Marilyn Udine, and I'm with the Community Engagement Department. We also have Kayla Connors managing the slides. And then Andrea Morales will be doing the Q&A at the end. And then Allie will be just dropping some links in the chat for you. And we have a couple presenters. Our lineup today, we have Dirt Coffee to present first, and then we have Parker Personal Home Care, and then we have Soul Dogs as well. So we will just have each presenter, as you're presenting, you're welcome to turn on your camera and your microphone and just let Kayla know when you want to advance the slides. So Jenna with Dirt Coffee, you're our first presenter.
Hi, everybody. My name is Jenna Frank. I work over at Dirt Coffee in Littleton. Dirt Coffee is a nonprofit coffee shop that employs and empowers individuals with disabilities. We also believe in serving tasty coffee. We currently offer an internship program. You can go ahead and go to the next slide. Awesome. So our internship program was created for individuals that identify with having a disability and have little to no work experience or successful work experience. For people that want to begin working and looking to learn social skills and basic job skills in a supported environment. We work really hard to create an inclusive, fun environment for all of our interns. Our intern program is 3 months long, and during that time they get to try out 4 different positions within our coffee shop, and I'll talk a little bit more about that in just a moment. Our goal is to provide interns with valuable work experience, social skills, and just a place to grow. So our program is very individualized to the individual. You can go ahead and go to the next slide. So to talk a little bit more about our actual internship, each intern that comes through our coffee shop gets to try 4 positions. They get to try back of the house stocking position, which looks like stocking, cleaning, inventory, anything in the basement, learning some of those hands-on skills. They also try out our bar back position, which typically looks like bussing a lot of tables, managing the dishwasher, prepping food as well for customers. And then our cashier position is probably our most popular position for interns. They learn how to take orders as well as provide customer service to everybody that walks through the door. And they also help with all of those other tasks that I mentioned before. Last, they get to try our barista position, which is making our coffee drinks and pulling espresso shots and managing kind of the whole area of after somebody orders their drink, that whole process of making the drinks and getting it to the customers. So they get to try out each position, and then after 30 days, they sit down with me as their job coach and select a position in which they're going to set themselves up for success, but also challenge themselves and find something that aligns with all of their work goals. And during the 2nd and 3rd month, they work towards independence in that position. Throughout the internship, we do focus on a lot of skills beyond just those 4 positions. We really focus on things like customer service, problem solving, flexibility, coworker relationships and interactions, things like that, as well as like coping skills, hygiene, time management. We track all of those things during an internship and determine what people need to work on, and we individualize it to the individual. We also work with all Medicaid waivers as well as DVR. Those are our 2 options for funding. And if you ever have questions about that, I'm happy to answer that as well. And you can go ahead and go to the next slide. If you're interested in applying to our program or just learning more, you're welcome to check out our internship application online at dirtcoffee.org. You can also contact me directly at this email here, jenna@dirtcoffee.org. And you're also welcome to just ask any questions. I look forward to hearing all of your questions after the next few presenters. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Jenna, with Dirt Coffee. And next up, we have Parker Personal Care Homes. Hi, Jody. And you know, Hi, and I just want to mention, since I forgot to mention this right at the beginning, so attendees, you're welcome to put your questions in the chat. We do have your mics and your videos off for this session, but we are taking questions in the chat. So just keep that in mind as our presenters are sharing information. So Jody, you're welcome to start whenever you're ready and let Kayla know to advance your slides forward.
Great, thank you so much. I love Dirt Coffee. They make a mean cup of coffee and are doing a lot of great work. So that's really awesome. Kayla, please advance to the next slide. So I'm going to spend just a second talking about Parker Personal Care Homes overall. We've been around for 25 years. We have an office right in DP's catchment area, right off of 225 in Iliff in the Forum Building. So we are used to providing services inside of DP's catchment area. And on this list here that I have are the services that we provide, and if it has a asterisk, that means we provide that service right in DP's catchment area. So you do not have to go outside of your catchment area in order to receive those supports. We do as well, we do a lot with employment services. We really think employment is one of the key ways for individuals. That's how we all define ourselves, and we really want to ensure that we're helping make opportunities for individuals to find their niche and their placement and their place kind of in their community. And we love being a part of that. Outside of the catchment area, we also own a restaurant, Jackson Steamers. We consider ourselves to be Arvada's friendliest restaurant, and we were last year's Business of the Year there. And we also have a recycling company, and we do a lot where we partner with cities. The city of Arvada, we're in the process of just starting a new partnership with the city of Westminster, so that's really exciting. And we do a lot of hard to recycle. We're really passionate about the earth as well. Next slide, please. Specific to the DP catchment area, one of the things that we do and we do really well are helping individuals find community integrated employment. We partner also, as Dirt Coffee had said, that we also work with all of our local offices of DVR, and we also use the Medicaid waiver. And through that, we work with individuals to do situational assessments, where we're really kind of digging into what individuals like to do, what they're good at doing. We do job coaching, we do work adjustment training. We do a lot of discovery. We were part of the state's, did a pilot program with Discovery Services that we were part of, and really through that became good at discovery. And discovery is really taking a really in-depth look at what individuals are good at, what they like, and really coming up with a discovery plan that then can aid us in finding an individual customized employment or in finding a direction to go with their job seeking. We also do job development, and then of course job coaching for individuals. So really, no matter if an individual doesn't have any work experience and are entering the work market, or all the way to, yeah, they already have an independent job, but you know what, they really are looking for a different type of a job. We do all of that. So I think that was my last slide, and I look forward to your questions at the end.
Thank you so much, Jody, with Parker Personal Care Homes. And next up, we have Soul Dogs. Zach.
Hey everybody, I'm Zach Landis with Soul Dogs Inc. I have here Allison with us. She's one of our favorite job coaches here.
Hi.
We are here to tell you about Soul Dogs. Oh, and I tried to click for the next slide, but I cannot do that, can I? All right, this is the slide. And if you don't mind hitting it just 2 more times, please. We provide day hab services, behavior services, and job services. We are a DVR vendor, and we do always try to provide community integrated employment for all of our participants. Next slide, please. 1 more, please. Go ahead.
So our staff is described as friendly and compassionate, helpful and goal-driven, patient and understanding, clear and direct, as well as teachers and problem solvers. Our job services offer job training, job development, job coaching, and supported employment, and our participants describe this process as, my job coach is a good teacher, or I'm a worker in training. I'm getting experience on my resume. I love working with animals so much, and I like all the tours of jobs.
Next slide, please. Our employment services run 7 days a week. We do offer work adjustment training on Fridays, but we are by appointment only for most of our job services. And we do provide our job services in both Spanish and American Sign Language. You'll see here that one of our dogs, this is Rowan, she's asking, where is our dog Ruby? Ruby is going to be giving us a tour later, but no one seems to be able to find her. Next slide, please. Oh, Aspen said she hopes Ruby gets here soon. The presentation has started. Next slide, please. Sky says, last I saw her, she was in the woods. Next slide, please. Here she is. Ruby's going to take us on a little tour through our employment services program. Next slide, please.
So as a fact, many people want to work with animals, but they don't have the experience or skills necessary. Most employers that deal with animals will want to see animal experience on your resume. With the help of Soul Dogs, Inc., a job coach, you will be able to gain skills, experiences, and most importantly, employment.
Next slide, please. Well, these are some strange looking dogs, but these are actually some llamas and alpacas. We partner with several animal-based and non-animal-based businesses all around the Denver metro area to help our participants gain an understanding of employee conduct, job-specific skills, and to increase their overall employability. Job readiness training plays a big role in the success of future employment, and we focus heavily on the training aspect of things. Next slide, please.
All right, so this is Miss Ruby. She's thinking about what your job coach can help you do. She can help you find a job, help you for your interview, help you with a job offer, help you get settled into the job, and even provide support during employment. Our work list is part of our process of the job coaching process. We do a meet and greet, a job readiness assessment, job readiness training, job development, job placement, and of course, job coaching.
Next slide, please.
All right, so this is Bodie. He says, thanks for the help, Ruby. We at Soul Dogs, Inc. are aware that working with animals may not be ideal for everyone. These same services are offered for any industry or job the individual is wanting. Soul Dogs, Inc. also provides job development for those seeking self-employment. Schedule a meet and greet at your earliest convenience. We'd love to get to know you.
And of course, we would always like to mention that we follow COVID guidance for all meet and greets in person on our base and in the community. If you do schedule a meet and greet, please come with a mask. Next slide, please. Here is our general information. If you would like to schedule a meet and greet, please reach out to me. My email is right there. If you speak Spanish or if you communicate in ASL, please reach out to our bilingual services director, Cindy. And that's it. We look forward to your questions.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Soul Dog, Zach, and Allison, I believe it was. So next up, we will have Dre do the Q&A. So if you have any last minute questions, go ahead and drop those in the chat. And all of the presenters are welcome to turn on their videos and their mics. And I also want to just take this moment to let you know if you wanted any of this information from the presenters, their contact information, or if you wanted to see the slides again, we will go ahead and drop a link in the chat where you can access all of the slides as well as the presentation information for the rest of today. And we also wanted to just have a special thank you to many donors, presenters who donated prizes for the event. We'll also drop a link in the chat for that, and you're welcome for each session you attend to fill out the form and be entered into the drawing. And we will be letting people that win, we'll be letting them know next week. So I'll go ahead and hand it over to Andrea to manage the Q&A and get some questions answered.
Marilyn, we did have a question earlier from Mary and Gavin. They had to leave the meeting, but they will contact her directly. I will ask it anyway. How old do you start taking internships? She has a child that is 16 years old. And that can go to any of you that want to answer that question as well.
I can answer that for Dirt Coffee first. So we do accept applications for anybody over 16, just like you would in a typical job. You can work if you're over 16. There are no requirements as far as age other than that. We typically see mostly young adults or people 18 and up is typically the age group that we see that most often.
So we work with a lot of transition age youth through DVR. If you're interested in employment, that's certainly a way that you can go and work with DVR. And then DVR will work with you to locate a vendor that best meets your needs. So that would be a way also to get services if you're still under the age of 21 or you're not yet on a Medicaid waiver.
We're seeing a lot of transition age participants as well, but we do work with all ages, employment age through elderly.
Great, thank you so much. Just so all of you know, DVR does stand for Division of Vocational Rehabilitation. Just thought I'd go ahead and put that in the link, that link in the chat. The next question is from Maria. How do you determine who qualifies for internships? And do these employment opportunities affect SSI and or their other benefits? Soldad, since you're the last one talking, feel free to unmute and go first.
We're not currently offering any internships, but we do offer work adjustment trainings and job readiness trainings. And do they affect SSI and or other benefits? That generally, yes, it does. But generally speaking with DVR, that kind of offsets it a bit. But no, we currently do not offer any internships at this time.
Thank you. Jody?
Sure. I'll just address does working address or impact benefits? And I know that is a really significant and real fear that families have. What I would strongly consider is it takes a lot of work in order to lose benefits. And I think that's really the biggest fear that families have. Colorado has gone all in on employment first, and Colorado is an employment first state. And I would really encourage you that one of the services that DVR offers is benefits counseling. And what that service specifically does is it can look at your son or your daughters or your loved ones' very specific information and really can come up with an individualized plan about how much work you can do until your benefits are impacted and how they are impacted and ways to offset that. There are a lot of individuals that know a lot about that, and so I would certainly not hesitate to get into work because there's ways to find out that information.
Jody and Jenna?
Awesome. So I can start off by addressing the SSI question as well. Similar to the other two presenters, some of our individuals are affected in their SSI depending on how many hours they do work here. However, since our program is very individualized, we would look at how many hours you can work until it would affect it. And if you only are able to work 3 hours a week, that's okay because we can individualize our program to meet that goal. As far as the qualifiers for the internship, There are only a few qualifiers. Our first thing is just wanting a job, somebody that wants to work. That's always our first qualifier, as well as somebody with little to no successful job experience. So if somebody's worked successfully in an unsupported employment place, you know, like a grocery store or something, and been successful, then they're probably not a very good fit for our program, because we really focus on those basic job skills. However, they're always welcome to apply and interview with me. And the other qualifiers in terms of that is just as long as their employment goals kind of match up with what we can provide to them. So somebody that really wants to get customer service experience or anything that you can learn within a coffee shop, then we will accept those individuals.
Thank you. We had a question from Katrine. It's directed, I believe, to all the panelists. Do you help with summer jobs? And Jenna, we can start with you since we'll just kind of go on back.
Yeah, definitely. So a summer job is actually kind of perfect here because it is a 3-month program. And so we typically have a summer internship. We just finished ours up at the end of August. So it went June, July, and August. And so that was a perfect fit for a lot of people that are in school or have transition programs or anything that conflicts during the year.
Thank you, Jenna. Jody?
Sorry, a technical problem there. Yeah, we do a lot of work again with transition age youth, and see a big increase in obviously interest in summer jobs, and work well with those partnerships. And we just love to see individuals that are excited about employment and love to meet them where they are in their community, learn about what sort of jobs that they want, and help them to meet those goals. My contact information is again on the sheet, and we've got a lot of some pretty cool videos on our website, so that would be a great way to learn a little bit more about Parker PCH too. Thanks.
Great, thank you, Jody. And last is Soul Dogs.
Yeah, summer jobs are no problem. Temporary employment, whatever. It's all individualized. It's up to the individual what they're wanting to do and what they can do, what they, you know, what their schedule can afford. Absolutely.
I don't see any other questions in the chat, but I was curious if there's any new precautions that have come about since COVID, type of things kind of limits a lot of that person-to-person interaction. If you can touch on that, just go right on back the other way.
Sure. Everyone that enters our building or meets with one of our staff is screened and pre-screened, and we are following all COVID guidance here at Soul Dogs, and we plan to continue doing so.
Much.
Same. I think that you're going to find that anybody who is providing services and supports is doing the pre-screens and is making sure individuals are healthy and safe and are wearing their PPE, their personal protection equipment. If individuals don't have masks, we absolutely supply those as well. We just want individuals to be safe. There's transportation limits. We adhere to those. We've got a lot of cleaning protocols that are in place for our staff to make sure if they are transporting that the car is cleaned and ready to go for the next individual. And part of our job coaching and job supporting that we're doing is we're making sure that organizations are taking care of their employees and making sure that those are happening all out and about in the community too. And what we find is by and large is that everybody is really committed to health and safety, and it's now become rare to find somebody who is not complying with sort of some of the COVID and the CDC instructions. So that's a really positive thing.
It's very positive. Jenna?
Similar to the other two individuals, we follow restaurant guidelines through the state of Colorado, and so we are doing a lot to keep our customers as well as our interns and staff safe. And so that looks like wearing masks, and if people aren't able to wear masks, serving coffee outside of the shop rather than having them come inside, as well as only allowing a limited number of people inside our shop at once. We've stopped our volunteer program completely for right now, just to limit the individuals working behind the bar and in the basement, and some other guidelines as well. And if anyone has any questions about that, I'm happy to share our document if you reach out. to outline everything that we are doing. And yeah.
Great. And then I know I heard Soul Dogs talk about kind of those multilingual supports. If either one of you, Jody or Jenna, want to touch on that, feel free to as well.
Currently, we do not have any bilingual job coaches on staff currently.
We do not either. We are working with our baristas to learn some more basic sign language just to better communicate with our community and the customers that come through our doors. However, we don't have any individuals that are fluent.
And then Soul Dogs, I know you mentioned it, but I don't know if you wanted to add to it at all.
You know, we offer bilingual services. That's all there is to say. We Spanish, ASL, and you know, if anyone speaks any other languages other than that, we can definitely source for that as well.
So thank you so much. Anyone else has any chats or questions? Feel free to drop that in the chat now. If not, I'll just hand it over to Marilyn.
Okay, great. Thank you, everyone. That was really helpful information. And thank you to all of our presenters today. If you presenters want to join for any other sessions to listen in, you're welcome to just drop off and then join back in with the same link. And we will go ahead and start again at 3:45. For all of the attendees, we will have a residential session at 3:45 today. So if you have any questions in between sessions, again, we'll be monitoring the chat and can answer those for you there. And again, I think I mentioned that the link to the landing page, if you want any of these presentations or you needed contact information, check again there for that. Okay, thanks everyone.
Thank you, DP, for arranging this opportunity.
Yeah, it's great to have you here. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.